Hello, this is going to be my first playthrough of Final Girl. I've picked it up over the last couple of weeks and it has, I have really been enjoying it. I'm going to do this video as a separate video potentially just for the setup because for me I find the setup of this game like fascinating. That's like the interesting little puzzle, but I can understand if someone just wants to see the gameplay then they'll just jump in. Very basic camera setup here. It's just going to be a fixed angle. I'll hold up anything to the camera that needs to become more relevant. But otherwise, it is what it is. And we have two excited dogs wagging their tails next to me. Right, we're going to start off. We're doing the Intruders at Wingard Cottage. I've only played 4 of the scenarios. And of the 4 I've played, this has definitely been my favourite. I think the cadence of the 3 killers is interesting. The map is fine. I like the mixture, but this has definitely been my favourite of the 4 killers that I've played against. So we're going to have a look at all of that in close, but I'm not going to move the camera otherwise during or pull up anything unless it's like a new card or whatever else. So with the Intruders, we're going to be starting on Horror 3, which is very generous. I'll try the lying down the meeples approach. They each have 6 health, which means they each get one of those last chance tokens, which increases the chance that at least one of them is going to be causing additional misery. And because there are 3 killers, we've got our active killer token, which always starts on the red first killer. Until their finale is released, they've just got a nice, easy peasy action. They've just got a nice, easy peasy action, which is all killers. So that means it doesn't matter who the active killer is. If there's a victim or a final girl in their space, they will attack. And on their chart, they start really basic, 1 movement and 1 damage, and it generally just climbs up, their movement increases, then the damage a bit. They've got a few, they're nothing too complicated. Their dark power is pretty high up on the track, and there's a fair amount of horror along the way. And Final Girl-wise, we're going for Ava. I have to say, one of the reasons that I really love this set, in addition to the mechanics, is the art. I think that the design of the Intruders and the art style on these is so much nicer than some of the CGI-esque art they've done. Ava's got solid 5 health, and she's got, not spectacular victim-saving spaces. I always find the hearts tend to be the most underused of anything because I'm generally trying not to get hurt at the start of a scenario. But then her Final Girl ability is one of the best. When making a horror roll, you may re-roll all 1 results. Additional victim saved is horror reduction, which is amazing because some additional victim save things are rubbish, and this one is amazing. And re-roll all 1s. I have check this. You just keep re-rolling until you don't roll 1s, which, oh my goodness, is absolutely amazing and makes her with improvise almost unstoppable. So we're going to do the setup. She's going to sit there because now, once she's on the board, we don't need that additional information anymore. And let's get to the big one, which is the setup cards. I love the theme of these setup cards. They add so much to the game. So we've got Special Occasion, which means, oh great, they're almost all in the house in nice big clumps. That will be fun. So we've got our Final Girl hanging out on the lakefront. Our 3 killers are all on the porch, and then the 12 victims, we've got 3 in the family room, we've got 3 in the kitchen, 1 in the foyer, 1 in the laundry room, 1 in the garage, 1 in the bathroom, and 2 just outside on unnamed location. So normally it says to keep this card for reference, but we're just going to ditch it because you don't actually need to keep it for reference. In terms of special things to this scenario, there's the idea of an outside and an inside, which might come up for certain events. And there are certain locations on the map, the boathouse, this outdoor area here, the shed, and the garage, where you can pick up these crafting ingredients, rope, nails, discarded tools, wood. It costs you 1 time to pick them up from their relevant location. You can pick them up and you use them for these crafted items, of which there's a deck and there's 4 each scenario. So some of these are upgraded versions of items you can find in the item deck, which you add with some crafting ingredients and you get an increased version. So the nail bat, and amazingly we actually do by chance have the wooden bat in one of the locations. So the wooden bat, 2 hands and just 1 extra damage, you know, it's all right. Whereas the nail bat, you need the wooden bat, nails, and spend 2 time, which obviously is quite a lot, but then you're on a 2 damage boost item, which is pretty amazing. I've hardly ever built any of these in the scenarios because they're such a drain on time, but the nail gun is nails, discarded tools, and 2 time, so you don't actually need anything other than the crafted ingredients and time. So it's got range, it's got 3 uses where you can like spend it at range, or at range 0, it can just add to the attack. Pretty neat, but obviously those 3 time uses is a bit of a pain given that's 4 time minimum you've spent in addition to like getting to where those things need to be. The spear, 2 hands, 1 damage, knife, wood, and 2 time. Whenever a damage an enemy, you can move them to an adjacent space. This is so good before the finale is revealed, because obviously then it means that when you're attacking enemies, you're not going to be in the same space as them for them to hit you back. But without the knife appearing, it's unlikely we'll make this. And then the nail traps need wood, nails, discarded tools, and 2 time. So that's like 5 time in addition to like being in the right places on the map. You can place the nail trap token on your space, and during the action phase for 1 time, so that's another time to put them down. And if an enemy enters the nail trap, you discard the token and the enemy takes A damage. It just seems like huge amounts of time to do this. So realistically, the only thing I can see us really making there is the nail bat. So in terms of possible items, we've just seen the wooden bat. That's in the shed, which isn't far away, so that seems like a good shout. We've got the classic first aid kit. Of course, if we are going to be using the nail bat, that's 2-handed, so a 1-handed first aid kit, not as amazing. And then the lucky rabbit's foot is in the garage, just a solid item that, you know, it's never going to be terrible, but it's never going to be probably a scenario winning one. That's all the setup except for the event. This deck has some pretty crazy events. There's lots of events that add additional victims. So let's see where we end up with that. Loser boyfriend. This was all planned. The victim farthest from you is your boyfriend, who has been secretly helping the killer. The boyfriend cannot be targeted or killed by enemies, but you may attack and kill him. If you kill the boyfriend, 3 horror reduction, and do not increase bloodlust. So all this guy is essentially something we can hunt down on the map. The victim farthest from you. So we look where we are. Is it the garage? The garage would be 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces away. Probably going to be the laundry room here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Right, so our loser boyfriend is hiding out in the laundry room. We will definitely be killing him. What a perfect source of weak attack. Kill him. Excellent. 3 horror reduction. That's not too bad. And right, we're off. I personally like to use like one of the boxes as a dice rolling thing because why not make life easy? Right. So currently, killers aren't going to do anything. I always like to try and look for those like early rescue potentials. So we've got 3 exit points on this map, down here, and up here. Obviously, we do want to get to the shed and get that bat, and we've got 2 victims on the way, but the house could be an absolute mess if the killers end up getting inside. But let's start off with a nice, modest walk. Oh, what am I doing? I actually need to stop this video and do a proper one.